Hello, welcome back for another video on ARK Survival Ascended and to another new modded creature showcase, where I will be showcasing 5 brand new creature mods that have released in the past few days and weeks. All mods are free and can be played cross-platform, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Kicking things off with the Happy Palace from Dragonheart 7998. This thing looks absolutely menacing. It is some sort of mutated Spinosaurus and acts as a huge upgrade to the vanilla Spino, being larger, having stronger stats, and unique abilities. You'll find them sharing spawns with the vanilla Spino on most maps, but they do spawn in Aberration's blue zone. It does have a unique taming process. It's relatively simple, but not exactly the easiest. To be able to tame it, you will need a bunch of electric prods ready to go, with its preferred kibble being exceptional, where it is tamed passively from your final hotbar slot. So it does need to have its hydrated buff active to initiate taming. I probably tamed mine in the silliest way possible. I brought numerous high quality flak armor, baited it into shallow water, hit it with the prods which will temporarily stun it, where you'll then have the option to feed it. And I must admit, I was pulling my hair out trying to tame this thing for at least an hour, but this surprisingly was the method that worked best for me. It will aggro to you once you feed it, but I just run into rocks and trees and it loses aggro relatively quickly, and just rinse and repeat this process until it is tamed. Once tamed, the Sallow is unlocked at a whopping level 95. As it is a Spino, it receives a passive known as Super Hydrated, which is 20% stronger than the vanilla hydrated buff, which of course it receives when touching or submerged in water. It does have an array of attacks at its disposal: a regular bite attack dealing the most amount of damage, secondary double claw swipes which all deal some hefty damage and much higher than its vanilla counterparts, a tail swipe attack which deals a bit of damage and huge knockback. I did find that this attack only seems to work on larger creatures and totally misses medium to smaller creatures. And of course its ranged breath attack, which surprisingly feels quite balanced and is a lot of fun to use. It makes for a great ocean exploration mount too, due to not possessing an oxygen stat, and can utilize its strong attacks to take on most of the dangerous threats that the ocean possesses. The mod also adds numerous world boss difficulties, offering players a challenge like never before. These can all be summoned into the world after crafting the charms from the player's inventory. As the Happy Palace is an aberration themed creature, crafting requirements are catered towards aberration. I did read up though that if you have the Arcology mod installed, these will be changed to more accessible requirements if playing other maps. Anyway, these beasts have a massive health pool and deal a lot of damage, so they are not to be underestimated. And if you do manage to kill one, you will be rewarded greatly for your efforts, with a ton of loot and elements on the carcass, including this aberrant Happy Palace saddle, which looks amazing by the way. How cool is that? But also some lovely cosmetics such as a helmet for your survivor and a skin for your Happy Palace. Lovely. There is so much work that has gone into this mod, and there's so much to love about it. If you're a fan of Spinos, then you'll love the Happy Palace. Well, here it is. Paleo ARK's newest creature pack has arrived, and it is magnificent. Paleo ARK Evo Plus Rulers of the Wasteland. I have been super hyped to check this one out ever since I heard about it. The mod adds 2 different apex beasts to your game. Let's take a look at the Empyrosaurus first, which is another member of the Spinosaur family. Eat your heart out, Spinosaur lovers. So this is a desert themed pack, so as expected they are primarily found in the scorched earth rivers, oasis, dunes, and the wasteland on extinction. Most likely Ragnarok's desert too. The Paleo team did also state that they will be adding future spawns in Valguera's White Cliffs, and also the center's Lava Island. Look at the sheer amount of detail gone into this model though. It's outstanding. The animations are ridiculously good. Look at every part of its body jiggle while it moves. Oh, it's great. You gotta love to see it. Firstly, you do need to be level 90 to tame one, and does have a very unique taming method, requiring you to shoot it with fire-based weaponry, so a high-quality crossbow with flame arrows will always be the best bet. Wait for it to lay down and bask. When doing so, you need to shoot your flame arrows at its sail. This will anger it and it will attack. The more it attacks, the more it heats up, which results in another nap attack. When laying down basking, shoot it in the sail again to deal torpor, and just rinse and repeat the process until it is knocked out. It can then be fed any type of meat, but prefers extraordinary kibble for the best taming effectiveness, and once tamed can be saddled up at level 90. As expected, it does have some deadly attacks at its disposal, a strong primary bite attack and a heavy secondary claw attack, while also having a directional tail swipe attack when facing the camera behind, all of which deal high damage and knockback. So the Empyrosaurus does have a heat gauge. Its claw swipes will increase heat levels, while bites will decrease it. As the heat levels rise, it begins to unlock extra perks. When at 26% to 50%, its damage will increase by 10%. When at 51% to 85%, it can now dish out a double bite attack. When at 86% to 99%, its damage will further increase by 20% and can now dish out a double claw swipe attack. And when at 100%, it becomes exhausted. It cannot sprint or perform claw attacks. It will, however, heal much quicker in this state. I really like these mechanics, as it's so much different from the chomp anything type of strat, which is pretty much the case for almost all carnivores in the game. You have to actually think about what attack you want to use, or if you want to get the perks, and if you don't want to get the debuff if you go overboard with your attacks. Oh, but that is not all. It also has a malice meter which it gains from killing creatures. The higher the drag weight, the more malice it gains. And once reaching 100%, you can activate its simmering malice ability by roaring. This will lock the heat gauge at whatever tier it is currently at for a limited duration of time. Targets will also occasionally be highlighted with a red ring. Killing these targets will increase the duration of the simmering malice ability, so you might even be able to keep it forever if this is the case. Also, if you are wondering, yes, it does have an oxygen stat, but it can shift at some speed when swimming, and has very good maneuverability in the water, able to use most of its attacks, so more than capable of defending itself against the dangerous threats down in the ocean. It is, however, not immune to jellyfish stuns or anything like that, and will also swim back up to the surface if not following the player, so do keep these things in mind if you choose to go deep sea diving. With all that being said, this carnivore is an absolute machine, and considering there is 2 amazing creatures in this pack, it might quite possibly be the coolest mod pack out there today. We now move on to the Ledumahadi. Probably butchered that name, no doubt, but anyway, this might actually be one of my favourite newer creature mods in a while, as most of you probably know by now that I do love a nice big bad herbivore, and it is one that is not to be messed with. The model is absolutely stunning though. The amount of detail the Paleo ARK team put into their designs is unmatched. That face, that body, those animations, everything is perfection. Once again, you'll find them spawning on scorched earth in the Badlands and the canyony mountainous areas of deserts. Also in the wasteland on Extinction. They are territorial herbivores, so watch your step. You will also need to be level 90 to be able to tame it. So to initiate the taming process, you need to start attacking it. After taking a bit of a beating, it will go into a defensive stance, at which point you need to shoot it with guns, tech rifles, anything like that, which will build up its kinetic energy. After a while, it will attempt to thunderclap those cheeks of yours. When it rears up to perform this attack, be sure to shoot it. This will cause its energy to disperse into its body, which deals torpor. If you are scared of it dying, you can kill creatures and it will heal from harvesting carcasses. It's actually really easy to tame, and you just rinse and repeat this process until it is knocked out, where it can then be fed any type of berries. It is stated in the mod description that it does prefer extraordinary kibble for the best taming effectiveness. However, it barely gained any taming percentage from any kibble I tested, and Archelon algae was actually the best food for it. I'm pretty sure this is unintentional and will probably get fixed very soon. As expected, the saddle unlocks at level 90. It can go into 2 stances. When in quad stance, it has a primary bite attack that can harvest berries, an alternate attack in the form of a head bash that deals slightly less damage, with both inflicting a good amount of knockback to targets. When facing the camera backwards, it will perform a tail swipe attack, which is its deadliest attack in terms of damage output, and can also be used to harvest a good amount of berries too, which makes sense as that is one big tail. When in this stance, it will also absorb kinetic energy whenever it takes damage. The second stance is biped. It now has different types of attacks in this stance, including a primary claw swipe attack, which deals massive damage, and I can assure you the last place you want to be is stood in front of this beast while it's out here swinging haymakers like Mike Tyson in the Jake Paul fight, except it actually does damage. A lot of damage. Where it can also harvest meat, hide, etc. from carcasses with this. Holding the alternate attack button will go into a blocking stance, reducing any incoming damage at the cost of its own stamina. While in this state, any damage it takes will be converted into kinetic energy very quickly. If timed right, you can block an incoming attack, where you have a short window to counter with a triple claw swipe slash when pressing the primary attack, which looks badass by the way. You do, however, need at least 30% kinetic energy to be able to do so. The Ledumahadi thrives off electricity, and can also passively generate it during electrical storms on scorched earth, or through electrical-based attacks like the lightning wyvern for example. And if all that wasn't enough, it also has more unique ultimate abilities. Harnessing its kinetic energy buildup allows it to dish out 2 powerful attacks, which becomes available once hitting 100% kinetic energy: the Thunder Clap and the Thunder Wave. The Thunder Clap can be performed when in biped stance. This attack allows you to perform a Hulk smash, instant clap that will stun nearby enemies and even ground flyers, which is really cool. The second ultimate is the Thunder Wave, which can be performed when in quad stance. Thunder Wave discharges the kinetic energy into the ground, which will shock any targets in the blast radius, similar to the jellyfish or the electric eel. It can also be used to wake up unconscious allies, which scales with its stamina. The higher the stam, the more effective it will be in waking up those sleepy allies. Honestly, these two paleo creatures have shocked me, no pun intended, but these are two of the most exciting creatures I've seen in the game for a very long time. The paleo mods are always of super high quality, but these two additions had to be some of their best work yet. I cannot recommend this mod enough, and if you haven't already, I highly recommend checking out the rest of the paleo mods too. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have a Giga version of the Spinosaurus? Well, look no further. Let me introduce you to Big Owl's Wake Spinosaurus from Big Owl, of course, another Spinosaurus mod. We have been in for a right treat the last few weeks. It is officially the month of the Spino. It's kind of unreal that we've had 3 high-quality Spino mods released so close together, and I'm all for it. You'll find them spawning rarely on Carno Island, the Lava Island on the center, the Highlands on Ragnarok, the Desert Dome on Extinction, and the Oasis. To tame one of these beasts, you will need to brew up some fish soup. You'll need to be level 96 to unlock this, and seemingly can be crafted from the player's inventory or from a cooking pot. It does have a very quick spoil timer of 5 hours, cannot be refrigerated, however the spoil timer can be massively increased when placed inside the Ice Wyvern's inventory. Once consumed, the Spino should not attack you, where you can walk up next to its leg and press the action button to initiate the taming process. Unfortunately, it is tamed similarly to the Amargasaurus, where you will need to aid it in hunting, killing carnivores nearby to it. So having high damage weaponry will make the taming process much easier. One thing to note is that if you do end up shooting the Spino by accident, it will become aggressive and will reset the taming bar. So yeah, just rinse and repeat that process until it is tamed. Easier said than done, I know. And once tamed, can be saddled up at level 96. And of course it has an arsenal of deadly attacks, a standard bite attack, and a directional heavy attack that deals devastating damage, depending on which way you're facing the camera. When facing the camera forward, it will dish out a double claw swipe. That applies a debuff that can stack up to 20 times, and when maxed out, targets will take 50% more damage, while also reducing their saddle armor. When looking left or right, we'll perform some romper stompers, also dealing some big damage. And when facing the camera behind, we'll perform a tail swipe attack. Both the stomp and tail swipe attacks inflict a slow debuff to the target, and its most devastating attack in its arsenal, the Rip and Tear, which can be performed when pressing and holding the jump key, which is spacebar in my case. It will charge up its giant jaws, crunching down on its prey to inflict massive damage and a bleed effect similar to the Deinosuchus fractured debuff. It is a versatile traveling mount, boasting a fast swimming speed where it does not possess an oxygen stat, while also having the Deinosuchus Raft mode to improve maneuverability. And I had to quickly mention that the mod also adds its own cute little Wake Spino chibi to accompany you on your travels. Oh, so cute. And also a flag banner that can be attached to the saddle from the cosmetic section. Both are unlocked in your engrams and crafted from the player's inventory. The Wake Spino is the perfect combination of Spino and Giga, so if you love either of those, then you'll love the Wake Spino. And to close things out, we have Clay's Rex edit from the Clay art. This is just going to be a quick one. The mod gives the Rex a new model and has a 50% chance to spawn over vanilla Rexes, and also tamed the exact same way. After reading the mod description, it states, and I quote, "It has no stat differences or mechanics yet at the time of writing this message," which does tell me that maybe it will still receive new updates. I could be wrong there, but we can only hope, as this Rex could have a lot of potential if that is the case. And that is going to be the end of the video for today. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did or found it helpful in any way, don't forget to like, comment, share around, and subscribe for more. While on the subject of mods, I'm currently running a giveaway via my Discord server, and if you're interested in winning a code to some premium mods, then join the Discord, navigate to the server announcements channel, and react to this post with a heart emoji. Link is in the description of the video. I'll announce the winners in a week or so, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care. Goodbye.